Hey VC, it's Greeno. It's time for an update. It's been a little while since I've done one here, so gonna jump into it. Trying to still stay out of the record shops. Actually went to one, picked up a couple things, nothing really major at all. But like I said, trying to really order stuff online, you know, that I know I'm never going to see in a local record shop. So that's been the way I've been kind of playing it here lately, and it's been working out pretty good. Got over the last, I don't know, at least a month and a half, been picking up some singles occasionally as I order stuff, and actually got a nice little pile here. I thought I'd go ahead and show those along with some albums and one CD. Kind of jump into it. What's playing in the background, if you can hear it, is Timeless Hall. I showed this already in a video. It's from Denmark. It's a reissue, early 90s, just cool, metal, little progressive at times, melodic, very cool. Alright, first up, the CD. Excuse me. A friend out of the blue just sent me a text like, dude, you gotta check this out, this band's just off the chain. Pulled it up and was like, holy crap. Just first thing came to mind was X-Japan and Halloween, the band out of Detroit, the metal band from the 80s. Just if you know those two bands, kind of gives you an idea what these guys look like and kind of sound like. Kind of more sound like Halloween than X-Japan, but they definitely have the X-Japan look. But the band is Salem's Lot. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe I'll take it out here. Your band, I think this came out in 2013. CD only from what I can tell so far, and here's the band. Just the crazy hair, crazy outfits, and like I said, this is newer, 2013. Saw the video, really dug it, sent it out to a couple people in the VC. It's like, man, check this band out, man, it's crazy. And you know, I think it was LJ got back, said, hey, you can order the CD right off the website from the band. And that's what I did. It was $7 or $8, like $10 or $11 shipped. And literally, I ordered it on a Friday and had it Monday. Fastest ever ordering directly from a band. Usually they're pretty slow. They're rock guys, you know what I mean, out playing shows and all that, but whatever. Or for all I know, this band doesn't exist anymore, and one of them's sitting on a bunch of these. I don't know. But very cool, worth checking out. Cool band. Check them out on YouTube, Salem's Lot. They have one like pro shop video they did, and it looks fantastic. Very cool band. Alright, some singles. Like I said, I got a little stack kind of build up, and I made some notes here, just so I kind of get all this right. Pretty much all metal. First up, Ambush. Swedish band, and this is on High Roller. If you've been watching my channel or the some of the other metal guys' channels, you've heard us talking about this band. Very cool band. This came out in 2014, last year. Just a fantastic band in that most of the stuff is the new wave traditional heavy metal sound and stuff. Has that retro sound, but you know, up to date. And this is one of the bands. This is one of the really good bands from that whole scene. This totally blew me away. It actually came with a big poster, but I stuck that in a box somewhere because it's hard to keep a big poster with a 7-inch single. So. Knew nothing about this band other than checking them out on the website I ordered from, and dug it. Thought, well, I'll go ahead and grab it. And when it finally came in, it was like, wow, this might be the best single out of all of these that I grabbed. It's Midnight Hellion, Hour of the Wolf. This is on Witch's Brew, I believe. Yeah. And this fantastic, man. Female singer. For this single only, evidently. I kind of got looking them up, and he had an album before with a male singer. They picked this girl up PJ is her name. I think it's Pamela. I can't remember what the J stands for. But they picked her up, did this, and she's from a couple other bands, small bands. They did this single, and I guess she moved on, and they put out another album with the original singer again. And I checked out some of that stuff, and it's cool, similar, you know, but nothing like this, man. These two songs are fantastic. Incredible singer, just really good. This blew me away. Wasn't expecting this at all, you know. Expecting it to be good, but not as good as it is. I mean, I've probably spun this 7, 8 times at least. Yeah, when I first got it right in a row, I just kept, it's 2 songs, you know, I just kept dropping the needle over and over. But check it out. Too bad they don't have a full length with her singing. But who knows, maybe down the line somewhere. And that's from 2013. They're from New Jersey. Okay, up next is German band, Stallion. Not the greatest cover. But this is also High Roller. And this also came out last year, 2014. And it has one non-album track, which is a, write that down, yeah, which is a cover of a Warrant song, Flame of the Show. So very cool, and like I said, it's a High Roller release, and it's green, but you know, cool. It's almost the point, you know, colored vinyl is whatever. I usually get black, but black vinyl, but I don't know. Everything's colored vinyl now, so it's not like it's a big deal anymore. Next up, Lethal Saint from Cyprus, and this came out in 2012. And actually, where I got it from says they're United Kingdom. So you can see the band here. Really cool, just kind of heavy, with some elements of like speed metal kind of in it, I can hear. And this is Saint Strikes Back is the single. Really cool. Yeah, just that new wave of traditional heavy metal thing. Next is Trial. This is 2013, and they are from Sweden. Really cool singer. Kind of has that high vocal thing going on. And that's just black vinyl. Here's the label. And this is kind of cool. I mean, this is total like indie kind of thing. Stone Dagger. And these guys were from Massachusetts. And this came out 2013 on cassette. It's just a demo. And 2014 it got released as a vinyl 7-inch single. Very cool. Just that, you know, traditional metal, man. Really good. Don't think they have any full lengths or anything else really that I can remember reading about, but I really dug it. And I like the old school look, man. This is like total early 80s, you know, new wave of British heavy metal kind of looking thing. Here's the label. Really cool. Next up, another big new wave traditional heavy metal band, Screamer, Red Moon Rising. Just right up there with Ambush and Stallion and all that. I think this had one live track on it. Yeah, from 2012. The B-side is a live track, Keep On Walking. But killer band. They got 2 full lengths out, and they're both fantastic. I kind of really dig the first one, but the second album's still good, and just a killer band in this kind of genre. And these guys, this is like an early new wave traditional heavy metal band, I guess you could say. Been into them for a while. It's Metal Inquisitor, Euthanasia by Fire is the single. These guys were from Germany. And did I write down when this come out? 2013. And both sides of this, there's the labels. This was, both tracks were recorded live at the Keep It True Fest in 2008. And they're both covers. First side is a Satan cover, which is Trial by Fire. And then Euthanasia is a Tigers of Pantang cover. And it's kind of cool. They you can see the font they use for Euthanasia. It reminds me of the Tigers of Pantang font. But really cool band. They got, I don't even know how many full lengths now, 4 or 5. Really good band. One of the first bands, I didn't know what that whole scene was yet, but I kind of latched onto them because they, as soon as you hear them, it's like, man, they got that 80s feel to them. So good. Next up, actually, I should have grabbed it, but I have this on cassette. Ordered it when I did an order from overseas, like back in the summer or something. And to be honest, I thought it was a vinyl when I ordered it, and it came in as cassette. And I looked around, and the only thing I could find was a cassette. I was like, well, that's cool, you know, cassette. If that's all it's on, that's all it's on. So I was just happy to have it. Then I saw it pop up on vinyl. So, and the band's from Chile, and this came out in 2013, I believe, but the vinyl I think came out in 2014. And it's Iron Spell, and it's an EP. It's a 4-track EP, and it was 500 copies pressed on vinyl here of this, and this is fantastic. Really dig this, man. Here's the label, and again, it's just that traditional metal kind of thing, 80s sounding, you know, not a total rip-off, but just rooted in that 80s traditional metal. Just amazing stuff. And then a couple really not metal, but hard rock releases. And I actually have the album, but I went ahead and grabbed the single. It's Robert Fearson's Humbuckers. Robert Fearson's Humbucker. The Hollow of the Rising Tone. Of a Rising Tone. Sorry, having trouble today. This is another High Roller single. Came across these guys online on YouTube, saw a video, and was like, wow, these guys are really cool. Remind me kind of the Helicopters. Remind me a lot of Imperial State Electric. And then I got looking and was like, well, it's a guitar player from Imperial State. How could it not? You know, if you dig Imperial State or the Helicopters, most likely you will dig this. Just straight up, cranked up Marshall. Good hooks, really good, good album, great single. And this was just kind of a blind buy, looked cool. Stub, Under a Spell. They're from Germany, and I don't know much else about them. Kind of a bit of a stoner 70s kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's on blue vinyl. Really cool. Enjoyed it. Haven't checked into them, see if they have any full lengths or what else. I'm sure they do. But, yeah, if something else pops up, I'd definitely grab it by them. Again, that's Stub. Alright, into the full lengths. Just a few here. Not a massive stack. I got a bunch more to go through before I show them, but they'll be coming at some point. First up, another kind of thing just popped up on the site I was on, and it looked really cool. Checked them out and really dug it, so I went ahead and kind of like a blind buy, you know, internet buy, I guess. But I definitely checked them out online before clicking buy now. Steel Tormentor, Return of a King. I just freaking love the cover. These guys were from Ireland, and I believe this came out like yeah, 2010, so it's a little older. Heavy metal, of course, but kind of a little bit of more of a newer power metal sound without the, for me, without the obnoxious, continuous double bass thing going on. You know, I mean, they definitely have some of that newer power metal sound to them, and they definitely have some 80s sound to them. So, really dug this. It was a good find for, you know, like I said, didn't know anything about them, and it was a good price. And this is pretty limited, and kind of disappeared real quick. Actually emailed somebody else about it, and I think this, where I got it from, was the only copy they got in stock, and they had in stock, and it was basically gone by the time the other person checked it out. But they were able to find a copy somewhere else. Next, I believe these guys were from Paraguay. And this is older, like 2008, and it was reissued, I guess, not too long ago. The Force, Possessed by Metal. And this sounds exactly the way it looks, man, just thrash. And it's a cool 80s kind of thrash, like a Bay Area sounding thing. Like an Exodus, Little Testament kind of thing. Really cool. I like the cover. They got like some old, you know, you can see like a Raven poster, Metallica and that kind of thing. And then here is a collection of vinyl records on a shelf, and you can see Violence and a couple other Nuclear Assaults, Onslaught, just some other things in there. Looks really cool. This reissue was 2013, and like I said, I believe this came out originally on CD in 2008. And here's the labels. Really cool. I mean, nothing that's going to change the world, but yeah, for the price, I grabbed it for, I think it was like, dude, I can't remember. This might have been the one of them on sale. I can't remember. It was cheaper. So I went ahead and grabbed it, and definitely happy with it. This, kind of odd, older band. I knew they put out some stuff in the 90s. They were kind of like a glammy hair metal band in the 80s, but some of that stuff in the 90s, a lot of those bands, even the older bands, just weren't living up to what they were doing in the 80s, you know. So I just kind of never even paid attention to this album in the 90s. Came out on Paris Records in like 95, I believe, on CD. So this is the first time it's ever come out on vinyl. And I saw it pop up, and I went looking around on YouTube and found a lot of tracks to listen to. And it was like, it sounds cool, you know, but it was thin sounding and everything, and like, okay, whatever. But I went ahead and grabbed it because I knew the label it's on, it's going to be going quick. And I did like what I heard on YouTube. But when I got the vinyl, it was like total different, night and day. It was like, sounds fantastic. And this is probably one of the better albums I've gotten for a while. I've spun this thing so many times. It's pretty freaking killer. And it's Rock's Gang of all bands. And the Voodoo You Love. Like I said, I kind of remember this being out in the mid-90s, but I just never paid attention to it. And again, it was on Paris. So I'm sure George knows all about this, and I'm sure he's got a copy or two laying around, because he worked with Paris a little bit there. This is limited to 250, and this is 186, and it's on Night of the Vinyl Dead. And that's the deal, that label, man, the stuff doesn't stay around very long when it pops up. And this was a little more pricey. It was in the low to mid 20s. I paid for this, 22, 25, something like that, and would do it again in a heartbeat. I've actually seen it pop up somewhere else for right at $20. So yeah, if you dig Faster Pussycat, that whole street gypsy rock, whatever you want to call it, just that, you know, LA Guns, Faster Pussycat, that whole kind of scene, that's what these guys fit into. and this is a fantastic album. Same label that reissued the Alley Cat Scratch, which is, you know, that album is even better than this. It's just two phenomenal albums on this reissue label. And here's the label on the album. Again, just happier than crap to have gotten this, and I'm so glad it sounded better than the YouTube clips, which were probably taken from an old CD or something, who knows, or a low bit rate or something. Up next, a couple kind of thank metal theologian Aaron for. He showed this and actually pointed me in a direction where I could grab one. Venom. This is a French band. This is like 85. Excuse me, 85, 86. It's an EP. This is a reissue. From what I've read, Venom stands for, is French for Venom. But really cool, man. 86 is when it came out. So, big thanks to Aaron for pointing me in a direction on this. You know, just total French 80s metal with a kind of a weird cover, man. This would kind of throw me off, to be quite honest, if I was digging and come across this, because there's not, you know, like I said, you know, like I just showed, there's not much on the back even really to indicate it's going to be a pretty smoking metal album. Next, I'll blame this one on Aaron. I haven't got all the way through this album yet. Digging what I've heard. Still need to kind of, you know, wrap my head around it more. I've only listened to side one so far. That's Flower Traveling Band, and I found this in the one shop I've been to here lately, the little hippie shop I go to occasionally. And this is like 69, 70, somewhere in there, Japanese band. A lot of people will talk about Sabbath when they talk about this band. You know, they sound just like Sabbath and blah blah blah. And you'll find that happens a lot with the 70s hard rock stuff. Sabbath, Zeppelin, you know, all that. They throw those names out, and usually it's not true. And kind of it's not true on this so far. What I've heard also, definitely some cool hard rocking moments on this, but also some. I don't know what, Indian, Asian kind of feeling things going on. I wish I could explain it better. Aaron, I'm sure, could. But digging what I've heard, I just need to listen to it more. And I've known about this album for a while, and then, you know, Aaron kind of talking about it, and I've seen it pop up in the VC before. And it's just a reissue. And, you know, a lot of people talk about this band. So I thought, you know, and this is the album they always talk about, so it come up cheap as a reissue in the store, so I went ahead and grabbed it, and glad I did. I'll be checking it out more. I don't know how much further I will delve into the band, but, you know, happy I've checked it out. Also from that store, I picked this up, The Other Half. And it's just like a 60s kind of raw garage rock kind of thing. Didn't really know anything about him. That's why I love going to this store. First, he cuts me great deals, you know. Like he had 24 bucks on this new reissue, and he probably gave it to me for 18 or something, or maybe cheaper. But great store, and he always leads me. He knows now what I like, and he'll lead me in that direction. Came across this, he's like, yeah, you probably really dig that, and I really did dig this. And it's kind of a two-way street. I'll go in there and I'll kind of tell him about newer stuff, you know. I mean, he's an older guy, loves the 60s and 70s stuff, and he knows it. And I try and turn him on to some stuff that, you know, the more modern 70s sounding stuff. And he's, you know, actually selling some things in there that I've suggested to him. Really great guy, great store, I love going there. So this is cool. I don't know a lot about this band. I've only spun this once. We'll be spinning it more. I just haven't researched them. I might not research them. I just kind of dig. I dig the album. I don't know if I need to. Sometimes I do that. I don't need to really delve real deep into that band. One other thing. Picked up a reissue of the Jayhawks, Tomorrow the Green Grass. Excuse me. dig this band, dig this scene, that mid-late 90s alt country scene, whatever you want to call it. You know, that the early Wilco, some Volt. Just I think they called it like the No Depression scene because of the magazine and all that. I have a ton of this kind of stuff on CD, but occasionally I'll pick it up when I see a good reissue, and this is definitely a good reissue. So I grabbed that. And also at the little hippie store, I call it Freddy Robinson, The Coming Atlantis. And it's like a jazz guitar album, I guess you could call it. It's on World Pacific Jazz, and here's the label. Really cool. It was not expensive, and the cover caught my eye, and I ended up really digging this more than I thought I would. Really good stuff. So that's kind of it, BC. That's what I got to show you right now. Like I said, I got a ton more records. I just haven't got to them all yet from the big sale that I lucked into, and they'll be coming up here at some point. Alright, hope everybody's doing well. I want to say thanks to all the new subscribers, just still picking them up. It's kind of crazy. And all the old subscribers are still hanging around. And sorry if I haven't been real talkative or whatever in the VC, or just haven't been around much. Just got a lot going on right now, so that's life. Alright, VC. Later.